Hello, everyone, and welcome to English 121, the second composition course in a series of two composition courses. After you've completed English 121, you will have completed all of the English requirements at Lehman, so I'm looking forward to congratulating you on that. This video is really just meant to be a brief summary of what our course will involve. I'm not going to go into too much detail in terms of content. I'm interested in giving you sort of some tips and tricks about how to navigate our course because this is an online course. So the first thing that I just want to explain is to access our course, you're going to need to have access to a computer because Blackboard is extremely difficult to access on a mobile phone. So if you are unable to gain access to a computer and you're unable to ask the library to let you borrow a computer, I would suggest perhaps withdrawing from this course and taking a face-to-face composition course. So once you access our course, you'll see something similar to this. And the first thing I want you to do is click on Getting Started, and Getting Started is where you will see all of the information you need to have a successful summer semester. So you will see there's a link to the syllabus, and once you click on the syllabus, you'll have access to a syllabus that looks like this. Once you'll also click on this video and be able to listen to what I'm saying right now. You'll see an excerpt for a short reading that I want you to reflect on, a link to a course blog. So what this course blog is it's an English composition blog that I created 2 years ago, and it houses pretty much every single semester's worth of composition information. I find it useful for students to look at just to see how my instruction has changed over time, but also there's informative stuff here like grammar tips. If you click on specific semesters, you'll be able to find stuff about summarizing, maybe even things about other articles that we read that maybe we're not reading this semester, but that could be interesting for you to look at nonetheless. So I want you to, for this Getting Started module, just look through the course blog. I think it would be useful for you to specifically look at the student blogs from last semester because they all worked on an autoethnography, which is the same thing that you're going to be working on this semester. So when you click on student blogs, you can click on any of the names here, for example, and you'll be able to see all of the different posts that they crafted, which are going to be similar to the kinds of writing that you're going to be doing again this semester. And then you'll see, in addition to this course blog, you're also going to be posting on a Getting to Know You discussion board forum. So when you click on it, this is what you'll probably see. In order to post, you'll see that I say here, post your About Me's within this thread. When I say something like that, I mean click on this thread and hit reply and post your About Me within this paragraph here. You can post a picture by clicking on this icon. You can post a video by clicking on this icon. If you have a document you want to attach for whatever reason, you can click on this. And just as an FYI, the instructions for this Getting to Know You can be found, let's see, where can it be found? Good question. Right here. Please introduce yourself to your colleagues, tell us about yourself, your relationship to writing, goals for the new year, and a writing project you're interested in working on, possibly in this course. Additionally, please share your thoughts on the Warner excerpt. What do you think about the 5-paragraph essay? Is it useful? Finally, note one expectation you have of the autoethnography based on what you read from English 121's course blog. And I say new year, I mean like new academic year. We're in the summer, so you're probably thinking about what's coming up in the fall and the spring. So any goals that you have please share with us here. So that's for the getting started. That is, again, all those activities I expect you to complete today, June 3rd. Of course, there's a little bit of wiggle room because I understand we're all sort of getting acclimated, but do your best to complete this within the day. Then after this getting started module, we begin the work of the semester. And so you'll see this course is divided into 5 modules. The first module is relatively short. It's from June 4th to June 7th. It's where we'll be talking about what an autoethnography is. And just as a heads up, the autoethnography is sort of the theme of this composition course. And autoethnography is a kind of research project that involves using personal writing, using personal experiences to better understand a larger cultural or societal question. And I'll give you more explanation of what an autoethnography is during this module, specifically during the YouTube lecture that I provide over here. So let me just now backtrack. Every module is sort of organized the same way. There's an image here that describes the main theme of the module. There are the tasks that I expect you to complete. Then I have a separate button for the reading so that you can click on each of these and read at your convenience. Then there's usually a YouTube lecture. Sometimes I provide a PDF, but mostly I just provide the YouTube link. And just something that I realized last semester, when you click on this, it will give you something like this. If you want to look at this on the actual YouTube page, you'll have to click this arrow, then click this, and then it'll take you to YouTube so that you can also post a comment, which is something that you're required to do for this semester. So you'll see right now folks have posted. I'll probably leave these comments, but you might want to look through these comments just to get a sense of the sort of word count. Okay. Then there is a Google Doc discussion. That is where you will be reflecting on the readings for the module. I offer some questions that you might want to answer. You are not required to answer all. You are just required to reflect on the concepts of the module. So for the first module, you're learning about paragraphs and autoethnography. And I want to see that you have read all of the reading. So if you post, for example, a paragraph in which you summarize all of the readings, that would fulfill technically the requirements. I do think it's useful to at least respond to one of my questions from each section. But again, that's totally your call. It would be best if you create a Gmail account so that you can, when you enter comments and notes, your name is attached. However, if you're unable to create a Gmail, just be sure you sign your name to everything. Okay, and then after you've completed the Google Doc discussion, in every module you'll be expected to post on a discussion board, and this discussion board post will be related to some kind of writing that you've seen in the reading. So, for example, in the first module, you're going to be reading this piece called Settling, which is all about place, and so to continue that conversation, you're going to be reflecting on possible places that you might look at or research for your autoethnography. You're not required to respond to all of these prompts. You are required to respond to one of these prompts. And for more information about any of these kinds of assignments, you can go to Assignments and you'll get more information. So for example, the discussion board post, you'll see each post must be 500 words and you should proofread it for clarity. I explain how I grade these posts, so that's good for you to know. more about the Google Docs, here's some more information on that. More information about the YouTube videos and how I expect you to comment on them. You can find that here, as well as the deadlines. And so that sort of, I hope, clearly indicates the way that the course is organized. And then the other important thing about this course is you are expected to complete an autoethnography. Your final project will involve an autoethnography that must be at least 8 pages. Now, in order for us to get there, though, I am asking that you complete 2 drafts of the autoethnography prior to submitting your final version. So that first draft of your autoethnography will be due at the end of Module 2, and I give some guidelines as to what I expect in this first draft here. So the first draft has to be 3 pages, and I'm grading you for the following 5 questions, so you'll take a look at that. And then at the end of the third module, I'm expecting you'll take the feedback that I provide and you'll be submitting a second draft of your autoethnography. And you'll be submitting this draft to both me and a workshop partner, which you'll determine later on in the semester. And for more information about that second draft, you can again go to assignments and you'll see this second draft has to be 5 pages, right? And I'm grading it for these 7 questions. And then, of course, after you've submitted it, your feedback partner will offer you feedback. I will offer you feedback, and you will use all of that feedback to submit a final draft by the end of the semester on July 11th. So that explains, I think, to the best of my ability, how this course is organized. I recommend that you take a look at this calendar that I created. You'll see that the italics are how I recommend you organize your time for this course. The green are the deadlines that you must submit all of your assignments by. Because this is such a short semester, and because I am also taking a class for my own education, I won't be able to provide extensions for any of these deadlines, so it's really important that you adhere to these deadlines or you won't get the proper credit. So that's important. You can click on this and print it out so that you have it. I am totally willing to meet with you virtually through Blackboard Collaborate, and I'll explain how Blackboard Collaborate works based on who wants to meet with me. Just email me so that I know that you want to meet, and then we'll set something up. And that should be relatively easy. To keep track of your grades, you just want to click on My Grades. I update your grades as soon as I get your assignments, so that will really ease any anxiety about how you're doing in the course. And let me just make sure. Please, again, I said it with the calendar, but again, review the deadlines for all of your assignments. And yeah, I think that about covers everything. I like to end with a little bit about me just in case some of you are in a rush. You can pause at this point and you don't necessarily have to learn too much about me. So my name is Professor Walia. I have been teaching at Lehman College for the last 5 years as a lecturer. I primarily teach English composition, and I'm currently working on a PhD at the Graduate Center, where my research is primarily about composition, specifically composition in CUNY colleges. So I have enthusiasm. I am excited about teaching composition, and I look forward to talking to you all about your writing. So I hope that if any questions come up about your drafts, that you feel Like you can email me. Of course, you don't know me at this point, so I understand that there might be some hesitation, but I hope as the semester progresses, you realize that I'm just as invested in seeing your writing as seeing your writing grow as you are. So that'll be great for us to both talk about probably at the end of the semester to sort of track your progress. Um, I am not teaching an in-person class at Lehman in the summer. However, I am advising in August. So, should any questions come up after the course is over about future courses you want to take, I will definitely share my advisement schedule so that you can pop by and we can sit down and talk. Or if you just want to continue talking about your writing or ways to improve your writing, you can, of course, do that. As of right now, and I am recording this video on June 2nd at 12:33 p.m., we have 13 students enrolled in this course. That's relatively small, but that also, and so what that means is I hope that we can like talk to one another just as much as we're talking as you are talking to me, because I think 13 is a small enough number where we can maybe even form like a really great writing community that we can continue on uh, talking to each other well beyond this semester. All right, I think that covers any important things about me. I am currently taking a German class. um, I'm taking it at the Graduate Center every Tuesday and every Friday. So I imagine Tuesdays and Fridays I will be the least available. But even still, my class is only 3 hours long. So should anything come up, please do email me and I'll try my best to respond. Um, I think that covers everything. So I'm looking forward to getting to know you all. The first thing you're going to want to do after watching this video is again going to that getting to know you discussion board and responding to the different questions that I've listed here. And until then, I'll look forward to getting to know you all.